The sudden dismissal of over 200 contractors working on Google's AI projects has sent shockwaves through the tech community, raising urgent questions about the treatment of those behind the scenes of cutting-edge technology. But here's where it gets controversial. These layoffs happened without any prior warning and amid a simmering dispute over pay and working conditions, according to insiders who spoke with Wired. In recent years, Google has increasingly relied on outsourcing firms like GlobalLogic, owned by Hitachi, to handle the crucial task of rating and refining its AI outputs. These contractors are responsible for evaluating, editing, and rewriting responses generated by AI systems such as the Gemini chatbot, ensuring the replies sound more natural and intelligent. Much like content moderators who filter and classify posts on social media platforms, these raters apply their expertise to teach AI models, including Google's AI Overviews feature, which summarizes search results, how to provide accurate and relevant answers across a wide array of topics. Workers claim that the latest round of layoffs was a direct response to their protests over inadequate pay and job insecurity. The people hired for these roles are not just any contractors, they are specialists, often holding advanced degrees like masters or PhDs, and come from backgrounds such as writing, teaching, and other creative professions. Andrew Lauzon, who joined GlobalLogic in March 2024, shared his experience. "I was just cut off," he said, recalling the abrupt email he received on August 15th, informing him of his termination. When he asked for an explanation, the company cited a ramp down on the project, a vague term that left him uncertain about his future. His duties included rating AI outputs and generating prompts to feed into the model. Lauzon's story highlights the precarious nature of these content moderation jobs. He notes that layoffs have become a regular occurrence this year, making it difficult for workers to feel any sense of job security. "How can we feel stable when we know we could be let go at any moment?" he asked. Those still employed express growing fears that they are being trained out of their own jobs. Internal documents reviewed by Wired suggest that GlobalLogic is using human raters to teach an AI system capable of automatically evaluating responses, with the ultimate goal of replacing these human workers with machines. Simultaneously, the company is tightening its grip on current employees while continuing to onboard new hires. For example, in July, GlobalLogic mandated that its Austin, Texas-based workers return to the office, a move that has caused hardship for many who cannot afford the commute or have disabilities or caregiving responsibilities that make in-person work challenging. Despite the skilled and high-stakes nature of their work, 8 workers interviewed by Wired reported being underpaid, facing unstable employment and enduring poor working conditions. These factors have taken a toll on morale and hindered their ability to perform effectively. Earlier this year, some contractors attempted to unionize, but say their efforts were suppressed. Now they allege retaliation, with 2 workers filing complaints with the National Labour Relations Board claiming unfair dismissal. One for raising concerns about wage transparency, the other for advocating on behalf of colleagues. Google, through spokesperson Courtney Mancini, distanced itself from these employment issues, stating, "These individuals are employees of GlobalLogic or their subcontractors, not Alphabet. As the employers, GlobalLogic and their subcontractors are responsible for the employment and working conditions of their employees. We take our supplier relations seriously and audit the companies we work with against our supplier code of conduct." GlobalLogic declined to comment on the matter. For over a decade, GlobalLogic maintained a team of generalist raters who helped evaluate Google's search results. In early 2023, Google requested the creation of a super rater to assess its AI products, starting with AI Overviews. Ricardo Lavario, a Texas-based teacher, was among the first super raters hired. He worked on Google's Search Generative Experience, where AI-generated summaries appeared alongside search results. His role involved judging the model's performance and rewriting responses to ensure accuracy and proper sourcing. Lavario recalls, "After the pilot's success, we learned Google wanted to expand the program, bringing in groups of 20 people weekly. Eventually, the company hired around 2,000 super raters to work on AI projects. However, issues arose when GlobalLogic began employing third-party contractors to scale up hiring." Lavario points out a stark pay disparity. While GlobalLogic's super raters earned between $28 and $32 per hour, those hired through third-party contractors received only $18 to $22 for the same work. Additionally, GlobalLogic employs several hundred generalist raters who do not necessarily hold advanced degrees like the super raters. One such generalist, Alex, hired in 2023, rated chatbot outputs based on guidelines that ranged from casual queries like finding nearby restaurants to more mundane tasks. Despite taking on increasingly demanding projects, Alex says she has not seen a meaningful pay increase. She requested anonymity for privacy reasons. Alex emphasizes the critical role raters play. "Engineers don't have the time to fine-tune the bot's responses themselves. We're like lifeguards on the beach, making sure nothing goes wrong." Although Alex secured a full-time position, she estimates that about 80% of her colleagues remain contractors without benefits or paid leave. By the end of 2023, workers formed a WhatsApp group called Super Secret Secondary Location, with around 80 members, to discuss organizing efforts. In spring 2024, some connected with the Alphabet Workers Union to explore forming a GlobalLogic chapter focused on AI raters' demands for better pay and conditions. Lavario describes this as building the movement underground, laying the groundwork for unionization. By December 2024, their chapter had grown to 18 members. Frustrations mounted as workplace pressures increased. Alex and others were assigned to a project with 5-minute task timers, which she felt compromised quality. "I don't even count how many I complete daily," she said. "I focus on the timer more than the work itself. It's gone from mentally stimulating to mind-numbing." She often failed to meet the 5-minute target and reported that the company threatened job loss if these metrics weren't met. In January, after a worker quit and encouraged others to organize via social media and email, discussions about pay and working conditions intensified. Lavario claims GlobalLogic responded by deleting conversation threads and falsely accusing workers of violating company policies. To channel this unrest, Lavario shared a pay and conditions survey in social channels, which helped grow union membership from 18 to 60 by February. However, the company soon banned the use of these social channels during work hours. These platforms had been vital for remote workers to connect and build community, hosting groups for various interests, including LGBTQ+ support, gaming, and writing. Faith Frontera, a generalist rater working on Google's Gemini and Magi AI projects, lamented the loss. "Social spaces made us feel less robotic and more human, especially when we can't see co-workers face-to-face. Many workers believe the ban was a direct attempt to stifle conversations about pay parity." One super rater, speaking anonymously, said, "Because the union was forming and people were discussing pay, the company wanted to stop us from communicating. It made the environment hostile." Despite restrictions, Lavario continued engaging on social channels and was summoned to a meeting where he was warned about his activity. He then filed a whistleblower complaint with Hitachi. Just 4 days later, during a brief call, he was fired for allegedly violating the social spaces policy. Labor experts say this pattern of retaliation against organizing efforts is common worldwide among contracting agencies. Mila Maiselli, research lead at the Day AIR Institute, which supports AI data workers globally, explains, "This is the playbook. Outsourcing companies often retaliate when workers try to unionize. Around the world, AI contract workers are pushing back. Earlier this year, Kenyan AI data labelers formed the Data Labelers Association to advocate for better pay, working conditions, and mental health support. Similarly, content moderators from countries including Kenya, Turkey, and Colombia established the Global Trade Union Alliance of Content Moderators in April to unite their efforts. Those still employed at GlobalLogic describe an atmosphere of fear and depression. Alex sums it up. We can't organize because we're scared of being fired or laid off if we speak up. This unfolding story raises critical questions. Should companies outsourcing AI training labor be held accountable for fair treatment? Is the drive to automate these roles with AI itself a threat to workers' rights? And how can these highly skilled contractors protect themselves in an industry that seems to value their work only until it can be replaced? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with the workers' claims? Or do you see this as an inevitable part of technological progress? Share your views in the comments below.